Today we're going to talk about the synesthesia types. So the two main types are projective and associative. Projective means that they actually see the colors or physically experience it, and associative is just kind of more like they have a strong feeling or connection between one sense and another. So there's some ways to think about this. So the trigger experience is going to be the experience that everyone would know or have. So listening to music, that's the trigger experience. And that experience triggers the additional experience, which would be having colors, something that normal people wouldn't experience. So then you would have it, that would be called tone color synesthesia, because the trigger experience comes first and then the additional experience comes after in the name. Grapheme color synesthesia. Grapheme just means any physical expression of language, so numbers, letters, any characters, and they're going to be inherently colored. So if you see here, the E is going to be a very specific color of green compared to the Y or the H, and it's consistently that color, and same with the numbers. So for testing this, here's an example. On the left we have the normal person that would experience it this way, and the left we have the synesthete that would experience it this way. So you can see how it might be easier for them to associate and find certain patterns in problems like this. And this is also a very common form of synesthesia. Okay, spatial sequence synesthesia. So sequences like months of the year, days of the week, have a specific location in space around them. So like January might be here, and then December might be here, and then October is here, but October is here compared to being over here. Like, it's very specific. This is shown to, they have very good memories, people with this type, and it's also very common. So number forms. Number forms is basically a mental map of numbers. So you associate numbers would be a very specific place on that map, as you see here. And this is also a very common form of synesthesia as well. Chromesthesia. Chromesthesia is basically sounds and colors. So like we've been saying before, you hear a certain tone, and that is associated with a very specific color. Now, it's not just the trigger experience can also be colors as well. So you can see a color, and then that color can trigger a certain tone. Auditory tactile synesthesia. So this is more of a not as common synesthesia. It's basically when sounds produce certain sensation on the body. They can be a location on your body, so specific sound triggers a pressure on your shoulder, or a specific sensation on the skin. So maybe a certain sound triggers, like, my skin did feel itchy or hot or tingly. Right, ordinal linguistic personification or sequence personality synesthesia. So this is when certain sequences or orders, such as days of the week, months, letters, they can have certain personalities or genders associated with them. So maybe T is like a very strong man, it's very like gym rat. Then maybe like I is just a little, like a very small nerdy girl. This also co-occurs with a lot of different types of synesthesia. Okay, misophonia. So misophonia isn't as common, and it's when auditory stimulation causes an emotional response as anger. So this is the connection between the auditory cortex in the brain and also the limbic structures that can cause this type of synesthesia. Mirror touch synesthesia. This is where if someone sees another person touch, say, their cheek, then they are going to feel a pressure on their cheek without even touching it. There's just going to be automatic pressure if they see someone else. But this isn't like a right cheek and then you feel it on your right cheek, because it's a mirror experience. So if you feel it on your right, then if you're mirroring it, you're gonna see it on your left, if that makes sense. All right, and these people have more empathy than usual, and they say that mirror neurons are also connected to this type of synesthesia. Okay, lexical gustatory synesthesia, tasting words, basically. Lexitory being words, gustatory meaning sensation of taste, only like 0.2% of the population has this, but maybe my name, Makai, tastes like lemons, or Sarah's name, that might taste like cherries. Okay, and kinesthetic synesthesia. So this is a combination of various types of synesthesia. It's very rare. An example of it is maybe when they're solving a math problem, right? They're dealing with all these numbers and this whole system. And they will see colors and shapes, but then also feel sensations on their hands and feet. This is different from others because it doesn't deal with an individual letter or number or tone. It more deals with entire systems. Now, these people have very good memories, and they can calculate things that a quantum computer could calculate. And they also seem to have certain autistic symptoms. A lot of them could be autistic as well, but it's very rare, so this is more of a savant type of situation. And here's the summary of all 10 synesthesia types that we went over. Yeah, and that is all for this video. I hope you have a good day.